Welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a walkthrough and walk around of my tanker slash rescue boat. It is steam powered. It has a helicopter. Now be aware this is the basic advanced helicopter that comes in your career. I threw it on there mostly just for why not, you know, if a mission comes up, you got everything you need. You got med kit, you got fire extinguisher, you got seats. That'll do like 80% of all the missions. Along with that, I also have, let me get down there and show you. I've got an autopilot, keypad for turning on the autopilot, or for, putting in your coordinates, toggle switch for the autopilot, and you got lights, engine start, auto hover, all the good stuff. When you get out of this helicopter, and this is something that I'm still learning and still fucking up. Crouch when you get out of the seat. Be holding your crouch key when you get out, because as soon as you step out, if you're not crouching, you're gonna die to the rotors. Just fair warning. I do have winches on the deck to, kind of hold this helicopter down, because as you can see, just sitting here, it's already drifting off the pad. So let's go ahead and do that before we get too far into this. Yeah, there's plenty of ropes. You'll have more ropes on this boat than you will know what to do with. But I prefer it that way because it's better to have too much than not enough. Alright, last one. And right there. Sweet. So we can go ahead and tighten up these ropes. We'll tighten up the rear end first, try and drag it back a little bit. Once the front lifts up, tighten down the front. And it kind of pulls itself in line, for the most part. You can leave those running, tighten left and right. Okay. And that is not going anywhere. I have been through some pretty rough seas, and this helicopter tied down does not move. You also have hoses and 3 fluid hose anchors. Underneath here is a very large tank with jet fuel. Now the reason I have jet fuel on this career, there is jet fuel gantry. So a liter of jet fuel for almost $8. That is very profitable, especially when you have 60,000 liters of jet fuel in your craft. There's also another place, 7.7 for jet fuel. This is where you go to sell at, from a boat, and you go here, sell through planes, helicopters, and all that. I do also have some very basic aircraft that I just fly over, land, taxi over to the sell point and sell. Get about $80,000 per trip. Pretty efficient way of making money. Like I said, this is coal powered though, so you are going to have your coal hopper. If you need to refuel it, you got the hoppers right here. Moving along to the backside, you have scuba gear, diving equipment, first aid kits, night vision, flashlight, underwater welding torch, more ropes, a regular welding torch, and a fire extinguisher. You also have these ladders right here. If you fall off, or if you have to get off the ship for whatever reason, you have ladders to get back up. Also, you have rope attachment points. So, if you come across a ship that needs to get towed back to port, you can always tow it back to port. This boat has plenty of power for doing that. It makes so much torque you don't know what to do with. Bed, obviously. Pretty self-explanatory. I didn't really do the interior too much cosmetically, because everyone likes their ship their own way. I wasn't going to mess with it. You do what you want to. Now in here, this is the helm. You got 2 screens. One, didn't get around to doing it. This is basically just a waypoint map. So do waypoint there, and let's zoom out a little bit. Simple waypoint. You get the fire starter or firebox starter, just tap it, and firebox temp will start going up. Once you hit that, go ahead, turn on all pumps. Now this is for the powerhouse. In between each turbine, I believe there are 26 steam turbines. There is a large fluid pump in between each one. This dramatically increases power from the turbines. So make sure you hit that, or else you're going to be doing about 1 knot at best. You have your jet fuel tank. Like I said, you hold about 55,000 liters, selling for $7 per liter. It pays pretty well. Pumps, you will hit that switch once you have your hoses connected to the cellar. Heaters, in case you want to go to the Arctic, it can make it there. Spawning here, and you go all the way up here. This ship has the coal to do it. You've got about 72, almost 73,000 units of coal. There's boiler pressure going up. Once it hits about 9, there is a relief valve that will start shooting steam out. There is plenty of water in this. Do not worry about you running out of boiler pressure. You're not gonna run out. I've left this running for 5 hours while I went to sleep, unloading the jet fuel. Came back and it showed there was no boiler pressure, but I still made it from the port or the dock here all the way back to base, no issue. And after about 5 minutes of the boat moving, pressure came back up. Little bug, I don't know what caused it, but not a big deal. Over here, diesel fuel. You have a tank of 14.5 thousand liters of diesel fuel. There's a hose port there, specifically meant to refuel that helicopter. So this thing can do quite a bit for quite a long time. We got our pressure up, so let's go ahead and get on the helm and start moving. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna run right over there to... Nah, you know what, let's do this mission right here. Ah, just kidding, that went away. Alright. Let's come out over here to our waypoint. So we will go ahead and put our coordinates into keypad for our autopilot. Hit our GPS button. And it'll probably take about, say about 15 minutes to get over there. It's not a quick ship. It is simply made for endurance. So if you want to plot a course, you can let this thing go for about an hour, come back to it, watch some Netflix, YouTube, whatever you want. This thing has enough fuel to run. By my calculations, I just kind of winged the math on it, but a little over 6 hours this thing will go. At 10 knots, that'll make it from my home port up to the Arctic. Takes a long time, but again, it's not meant for speed. If you want to get somewhere a little quicker, that thing, I believe it has close to 120 mile range on it. So, or not 120 mile, I think it's closer to 70 or 80. But you can still get pretty far in that helicopter. Love the helipad. You also have lights on the deck. So you have lights all around the deck, and then spotlights shining right onto the helipad. So even in the dark, you can still land there. Little nice feature I liked having. One thing I didn't really mention, there's an elevator. I didn't really like having the ladder. I thought it was a little too manual, you know. I might replace the lever with a toggle button. I haven't really gotten around to it yet. So yes, that does use power, leaving it on, but it doesn't really matter. There's a large generator on here at the end of all the turbines, and it generates well more than enough power. This whole ship is powered by I believe 2 or 3 medium batteries. You could throw a large in there. I didn't, just because of price. When I was making this, budget was kind of a concern. I am a millionaire, but even after spawning it in, I only have 320,000. So, didn't want to go too ham on all the little extras that are really just quality of life improvements. So, when you're unloading this, it is best to keep the engine running. Like I said though, it takes about 2.5 to 3 hours for it to completely unload, and the batteries just simply won't power the pumps long enough. So, guess through the magical powers of editing, we will be there in about 3, 2, 1. Alright, and just like that, we have gotten a little closer to the island. Took about 10-ish minutes to get here. Didn't want to get too close because I want to show off the helicopter a little bit. Just gonna pull the power or the clutch all the way in. Let's go ahead and get down there. Actually, before we do that, just in case it's dark by the time we get back, make sure lights are on. And we'll go ahead and head down. Okay, open the door. Let's grab an extra fire extinguisher just in case. This mission that we are doing is going to be a... Oh. Suppose I do kind of need an open spot. Probably should have loosened that a little bit, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Speaking of which though, let's go ahead and loosen those up. Okay. Grab the fire extinguisher. Now let's go ahead and hop in. Go ahead and give it full power, because why not? Engine starter. Okay, and let's take off. And I will also just go ahead and show off the autopilot, because why not? Okay, and we want to go right there. So let's put in the new coordinates. And so this mission right now is just putting out a fire. Apparently some wood pallets have caught on fire. Plenty of fuel in this. This thing hardly uses any fuel. I love this helicopter, especially for it being included. Temp sits, you really can't get much more out of this engine without temps going way up. I've tried, doing some other cooling methods on this, but nothing I do seems to really help it. Now that we're closer, I'm going to turn autopilot off. Pull power back just a little bit. Okay. And the helicopter just despawned. Well then, you gotta love this game sometimes. I guess we are close enough. Let's go ahead and do this mission. Really don't want to swim all the way back to my ship. And I think my ship also despawned, which is very weird. Never had that happen. Let's hope I have enough. Also, bunny hopping in this game is a thing, just in case no one knew. So let's go try and put out this fire. Would have really liked having an extra fire extinguisher or two, just to make sure I could get the fire completely out. And for some reason, this one part of it doesn't want to go out. Probably have to hit it from another angle, but let's see. Oh, there we go. And let's go. Put out the fire. So, let's see if that ship is still there. And it does not look like it. That is very unfortunate. A huge bug. Oh, look at that pelican. And it flies off. So yeah, it looks like my ship is nowhere to be found. That is the island we started at, and it's just nowhere. That is very unfortunate. Well, I wish I got to show it off a little more. At least landing on that behemoth would have been nice, but that's alright. I hope you guys enjoyed. Plan on making a few more videos for some of my other creations in this game. Hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you next time.